Hello! Welcome back to the Happiness Channel with Monica. I am your host, Monica, and I thank you so much for being here. I value all my viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much if you have already subscribed. If not, feel free to hit that subscribe button if you have been getting value from all these videos, and I hope you've been enjoying them as much as I have enjoyed making them for you. Today's happiness hack comes from my home, and it is called observation situation. And I use this technique when I have a sudden either panic attack. That's my dog back there. I have a dog or a cat in every video. If you look closely, it's like, where's Waldo? Where's Monica's animals? They're there. You just gotta look. And so sometimes, and I think I said this in a previous video, I know I said this in a previous video, there are times when out of the blue something triggers me, and again, I have a long history of, I have childhood trauma, I have chronic depression, I have mild anxiety, I have memory loss, I have PTSD, I have a lot of clinically diagnosed and other maybe not clinically diagnosed but true to being situations. And this is why these happiness hacks come from the very bottom of my heart, because for years, and I may have said this in the welcome video a few months back when I first started this channel, I have suffered for many years from I call it mental anguish, because I don't want to really label or pinpoint a particular symptom or a particular diagnosis. At the end of the day, if you are not feeling optimal, if you're not feeling alive and blissful and what's the word I'm looking for? Not joyous, that one too, but jubilant. If you're not feeling absolutely fantastic in your body, in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit, and in every moment that you experience life on this planet, then you are not living up to your potential, because it is our birthright to be happy. And for years, I wanted to reach this place, and I knew it existed, and I remember it existing. I remember happiness, but barely and very faintly. And over the years, I allowed myself to crawl into, or to comfort myself into, those feelings of depression and anxiety. And these discomforts or uncomfortable feelings became so normal to me that it was no longer uncomfortable. In fact, it was my comfort zone. If you can follow along, and if you resonate with anything that I'm saying, you will hopefully appreciate today's happiness hack. It has been a long time in coming, and I've come a long way. I am not going to discredit any of my doctors or therapists or psychologists or medicines that I have taken in the past to try and elevate my mood. However, I cannot give them all the credit. I cannot even give them most of the credit, because it wasn't until I realized that the power to improve my life and to be this happy person that I was meant to be, that I deserve to be, that you're meant to be, and that you deserve to be, is always within. It is not an outside factor. It is not the therapist that's going to talk to you, and it's not the medicine that you're going to ingest. And it's not all these outward things. And it's not just watching these happiness hack videos and doing nothing about it and just staring at me. Although I thank you. But really, if you don't take these happiness hacks to heart and really apply them because you want to and because you care and love yourself, and again, that is all very difficult to do when you're in the middle or at the bottom of a depressive state. It's very difficult. It has to be done little by little. There has to be discipline involved. You have to decide to do this. You can't say, I'm going to do it for my boyfriend, or I'm going to do it for my mother, or I'm going to do it for my children, or I'm going to do it for X, Y, and Z. You have to do it for yourself. Otherwise, it will not work. Guaranteed, it will not stick. It will not have the same meaning to you, and it just won't happen. It just won't happen. So the only way that I was finally able to strap myself and pull myself out of this dark abyss was because I wanted to, not because the therapist or because the medicine or because this and that. And I'm not in any shape, way, or form encouraging anyone to discontinue their meds or their therapy sessions at all, because everything has its own place, everything has its own time and space, and everything can work together. However, 80% of the component of getting you out of a bad place and into a better one and into hopefully an optimal one, 80% of that work is you. It's not outside or external factors. It is you and your discipline and your commitment and your willingness to do it. And so, with all the love and all the passion in my heart, I bring to you today's happiness hack, which is called observation situation. And like I mentioned earlier, every now and again, I guess my body says, hey, remember me? Remember these uncomfortable feelings that you once held so dear and near to your heart and held on to them and asked for pity and asked for excuses? Here I am again. I know you've kind of gotten rid of me and pushed me away or pushed me down, but Monica, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to torment you for as long as possible. And so I have already mentioned other happiness hacks that do take away those feelings, and I can squash them as quickly as they come. However, there are some that are just a little bit stronger and have a little bit more, I guess, momentum to them for some reason. And so in that case, if I do my other happiness hacks and I say, I send love and happiness to you, to this situation, and I can envision the blanket going over them. And if for some reason it doesn't go away, then I have to fall back onto this happiness hack, which is just a little bit more time consuming, but it really does work. And again, it's called observation situation. And it is just a distraction. The other one was facing your fears or facing your discomfort face to face and blanketing it. So you're looking at it and you're covering it up. This one is just avoiding it altogether. And so it's called observation situation because that is basically what it is. And this has happened to me once or twice while I've been driving. And it was the only thing I can think of to do at that moment. And let me tell you, it really, really worked. And basically all it is as you're driving, or perhaps you're walking, or perhaps you're sitting still somewhere, and this feeling comes over you, you just put that thought aside, don't think about it anymore, and just start looking around. See, and I don't know if you can see this, but I have flowers right here. Oh, and then that was my backyard, which is a little on the messy side. But so let's use one of these flowers. So then I just start thinking about everything. Not thinking. You don't think. I'm sorry. Delete that. No thinking involved. No thinking whatsoever. And that is the beauty of it. You don't think. You don't think at all. All you do is observe and mention your observation. So as I'm driving, if that's when it happens, or again, if you're just sitting here, whatever the case may be, take all thoughts from your mind as much as possible and just observe your environment and label everything that you see. That's all it is. Just label everything that you see. You observe it and you label it. I should have maybe called this label observation situation, but in any case, you basically, without hesitation, without thinking about the next item that you're going to mention or label, You just do it one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. And basically, any negative thoughts or feelings start to dissipate because they can't stay alive if you're not feeding it. So by simply mentioning everything that you're observing, you're basically killing that negative feeling or thought that entered your experience at that moment. And so let me just give you a little example. And I'll use the items behind me that you can see so that you can get a better idea. I start saying, I see red flowers. I see a green stem. I see a white shirt. I see a white desk. I see brown drawers. I see a white mirror. I see green wallpaper. I see a white desk. I see a pink chair. I see a green keypad. Computer pad, I don't know what it's called. I see a green, again, just label it whatever you want to label it. If you want to label it a green honky tonky, whatever, go ahead. There's no right or wrong, obviously, in these labels. There's nobody listening to you. There's nobody quizzing you. There's nobody grading you. You can label each and every item that you see in whichever fashion you want or you choose. So to continue, I see another white mirror. I see a white laptop. I see a silver computer. I see gold hardware handles. I see a clear glass desktop. I see a white chair. I see white baseboards. I see beige floors. I see a Sputnik lamp. I see white curtains. I see little plastic fake plants. I see a black bulletin board. I see another laptop. I see a gray shadow. I see a pink stone. I see green nails. I see gold hoops. I see a gold keychain, a gold necklace. I see a gold trim. I see black curls. I see red lipstick. I see brown eyebrows. I see brown eyeballs. I see peach skin. I don't know. Whatever it is. I think I ran out of things that I can see here. Oh, I see brown stairwell. I see a brown basket. You get the idea. And if you're driving while this is happening and you can label and say everything in your mind, it's great because you're moving, so you're seeing new items pop up in front of you, pop up in front of you, pop up in front of you, pop up in front of you. If you're sedentary, as in you're in a room where you can't leave because you're working, or because I don't know, maybe you have a baby with you that you can't leave or walk away with, or whatever the case may be. It does help for you to move around so you can see different items and just to get your blood pumping, but you don't have to. The whole point of it is to just call out every single item in your environment, in your immediate environment that you see and that you can label. Put maybe one platonic adjective before it, as in nothing that will strike emotions in you of any kind. So don't say ugly, and don't say stupid, or don't say like I see a dumb dog, or I see a crazy child. Like don't use negative or derogatory adjectives of any kind. Keep it as neutral as possible. So try and stick to colors. That is what I found is the best way to approach this happiness hack. And you will find after a few minutes, and of course it depends on the, panic attack or whatever you want to call your uncomfortable situation that suddenly arose in front of you. So it depends on the depth of that and how strongly the feelings or the emotions were created inside you. That will dictate how long your observation situation labeling hack will go on for. But after you've labeled, 20, 30, 40 items, maybe take a deep breath and see how, and kind of check in with yourself for a second. See if you're feeling better. See if you're all 100% better. If not, pick it up again where you left off. Maybe turn your view this way or that way or that way. Or again, go for a walk if you have the option, if you're at work, to take a break and maybe go downstairs. If you work in an office building or what have you, go downstairs and take a walk. If you work from home, go ahead and clock in a 15 or 10 or however many minute break you can and go outside, get some fresh air, get some sun on you, and do your observation situation out there, just to give you some fresh new items to look at and to label. And you will notice after 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 items, you check in with yourself. If you have to do it again, another 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 items, check in with yourself after maybe 2 or 3 rounds of just neutral labeling. You will feel and you will notice that you're better. This uncomfortable feeling went away. It subsided. It disappeared. And you can go on with your day. And so I hope this helps those of you watching that from time to time get an uncomfortable feeling inside them that is not consistent with happiness and joy. And this is what you can do. It's just a neutral labeling, which I call observation situation. And this should really help you out. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you resonated with it and it brought some value to your life and to your experience. Again, if you liked it, please feel free to hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and feel free to write any comments down below that will help all the other listeners or audience members. And if it is a question, I will get back to you. If it's any suggestions on another video, again, I welcome suggestions and I will do everything that I can, because this is truly my passion to spread joy and happiness. My vision is to bring upon a smile to everybody who I encounter in my lifetime, and even more so than a smile in their face. It would be lovely and fantastic if I could bring a smile upon your heart. Thanks for watching, and as always, there is great love for you here. Till the next time.